This is Ring Rats Boxing Highs. I'm with Dave Allen's trainer, Jamie Moore. How are we doing, Jamie?
I'm alright, mate. You?
That was a nice presser. It wasn't spiteful, but there was some serious words up there on the top table between the fighters and the trainers. Everything respectful, but
Yeah, listen, they've known each other a long time, and it's hard to be sort of harsh or sort of aggressive towards somebody you actually quite like. You know, Johnny's a nice guy, so I could tell Dave was sort of struggling, but at the end of the day, they're going to have a fight, and may the best man win. So at some point, someone's going to come out victorious, and you know, we've just got to make sure that by the time we get to that point, we're best prepared as we can. But whatever they say in between is really going to be relevant.
everyone's talking about this ending inside the distance this time. The last fight, at least the second half of the fight, was a grueling dog match.
Yeah.
So what do you see going different in the second fight? Or is it more of the same?
It all depends. Depends, like, tactics are going to come into play. I think the early part could be very different than it was last time. But you've got to be adaptive as a fighter. You know, you've got to be able to be in a position to whatever comes your way, you've got to be able to deal with it. So we'll see what happens. You know, Dave will be in much better shape than he was last time. You know, physically, he was quite fit compared to how Dave's been in the past. The last time, but he'll be in much better condition this time. So yeah, we'll have a better Dave Allen. I'm sure we'll have a better Johnny Fisher. So in theory, we'll have a better fight.
The first fight, albeit some people say controversial, it's a memorable fight because it was a knockdown. You've got a young rising star. You've got an old kind of fox in Dave. Dave says he feels like a young man again. He has had gaps in his career and he's come off the couch as such for fights, but you said he was pretty fit, but you're expecting a more fired up Dave Allen all round this time.
Yeah, motivated. Someone who's got so much experience now around the game, but has found his love for it again. And you know, I'm proud to say that. You know, he says he's found his love in our gym and he loves being around the lads. You know, he's very much the people you surround yourself with on a daily basis have a massive impact on your life. And he's with, you know, a gym full of good fighters every day, seeing their work ethic, seeing how they go about their job, and it's rubbed off on him. And you know, they're all good lads. We have a laugh, but when it's time to knuckle down, we knuckle down. And it makes for a good environment to be in. You know, I love going in that gym every day. It's the best job in the world, and you know, I'm just proud to say that, you know, Dave is enjoying the sport. One, really, where he got to the point where he hated it, and now he's sort of come full circle back round and he's loving it. And I feel like we're going to be able to get the best out of him.
There were calls at points in the past for Dave to hang it up when he wasn't motivated, which is always a dangerous place to be, especially in heavyweight boxing. Now that he's back on the horse and he seems very motivated, kind of what's the game plan apart from obviously getting past the Romford ball? What does the future look like for Dave Allen?
You can't look past Johnny Fisher. He punches so hard, you know, it'd be criminal to look past him. But when you look at someone like Dave, who's got so much experience, when they've been so close to never boxing again, or you know, walking away from the sport, yet you're still fresh enough and young enough, because he's had big gaps in between where he's rested, then it's like you've been reborn again. So he's been given a second opportunity on a big stage to be able to turn his career and his life around when he thought he might never see these opportunities again. So it's a good place to be in. You know, he's young enough to still do it, yet he's wise enough to have been nearly to the point where he's lost it all, and that's a blessed place to be.
Obviously, he's got tons of experience in and out of the ring, as you say. It was touch and go with his career for a while, but win, lose or draw, would you say Dave's now back in the mix? He's back in the game?
Well, I'd say so. I mean, you know, he might end up, just, you know, for argument's sake, if he doesn't win this fight, he could end up in the 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 club in the heavyweight division, because, you know, he's a handful. He can punch. He's very experienced. But I don't foresee him losing this fight. I really don't. You know, you can't buy experience. You can't beat experience. And not only that, Dave's a very good fighter. He's just never been in a position to be able to show it. And now he's going to be physically, mentally, he's going to be in a much better place than he's been in the past. So I just can't see anything past the Dave Allen win.
Tibbs mentioned the different atmosphere that will be present in East London. Obviously, Johnny's from locally, like Essex. It will be jumping, regardless of who the fans are cheering for. It will be jumping in there.
Yeah.
How much of a fact do you think that will play? Because it will be kind of like a pressure cooker, won't it, in the copper box?
But I feel like all the pressure will be on Johnny. You know, he's in front of his own fans. In terms of boxing, he hasn't got a lot of experience, even though he can really fight. You know, he didn't come from the amateur scene, so that's going to be a cauldron in there. Dave's been there before. Johnny's been in front of he's always got a massive fan base. But having support and being under pressure, two different things. And this time he's under pressure because he's got to perform. So I feel like it's all the pressure is going to be on him. I'm not saying he's going to fold. I'm just going to say he's going to be under pressure. The way he deals with it remains to be seen.
Jamie, just wrapping up with a few topical questions. What did you make of the news yesterday about this boxing league with Dana White and 𝗙𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 and TKO? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I've seen about it. And stuff like that. Only time will tell how it plays out or not. You know, in theory, it sounds like a good thing if everyone's on the same page, but that rarely happens in boxing. So only time will tell.
And what did you make of the circus with Gervonta Davis taking a knee, not getting a 10-8 round, getting a towel in the corner, etc.? What did you make of that kind of controversial draw?
Yeah, I've not seen the fight. I've read about it. I saw the clip where he took a knee, and if it should be a knockdown. So if that's the case, then he loses the 5 points. But I'll have to see the whole fight to put it into context to see if take care. Cheers, man. Take care, mate. Yeah, I'll have to watch the full fight to put it into context properly. But by the sounds of it, he got away with it.
I mean, yeah, it's face of boxing or not. You can't be taking a knee and not getting, judged accordingly.
No, regardless of why he took a knee, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's like taking a punch and going on the floor, and you're saying, "Oh, I tripped over his foot." Regardless, what the rules are, if you take a punch from the waist up and it causes you to go on the floor, then it's a knockdown. The same reason, if you touch down, if your knee goes down, it's classed as a knockdown regardless of why you've done it. So it should have been counted.
Yeah, it's not it's the fallout's not been good, and it almost looks like this draw is going to be seen as almost a loss, and they're challenging it with the New York Athletic State Commission as well. I think Roach's team are. So it's always interesting to see that these controversies happen at all levels of the sport and at the pinnacle as well as any other level.
Of course it does. It happens at grassroots level. Yeah. It happens at the highest end. Gervonta Davis is a great fighter, but obviously I've not seen the fight, as I said, but Roach pushed him right to the wire, and many people believe he won the fight. So and I've seen that it might be getting overturned, the decision as well, because WBA going to investigate, which I'm not a big fan of, because there's enough technology now.
Well, on that, did you see what happened on the night? So the broadcasting was controlled by PBC that night, and the live feed for them to send it back to be judged like VAR style in real time, the link didn't work. The live feed link was down.
Well, there you go, but it doesn't need to be that advanced. Let's be honest.
It doesn't.
There should be an allocated person ringside, sat in a chair, with a replay in front, and
Top Rank did it in lockdown.
From the point it happens, there's the rest of the round plus a minute break for them. They've got the opportunity to view it again, make a decision, and then they should go around to all the judges and say, just so you know, that was an actual knockdown, so make sure it's included in your scorecard. It's not difficult to do.
They do it with accidental headbutts, right?
Way more advanced stuff happening in different sports all over the world.
Yep.
For that to make boxing fairer in the scoring is an easy fix. It's not a hard thing to do.
Jamie, lastly on the scoring, just so we've gone down this little rabbit hole, and you seem passionate about the intricacies of the sport. What do you feel about live scoring cards up on a billboard?
I don't think people need to know. I think it can impact the fight in a different type of way. Maybe sometimes for the positive, sometimes for the negative. In some instances, you're going to see a better second half of a fight because people know where they're at actually with scorecards. So there is positives to it, and
could there be an argument for a trial period? Maybe because they do it in the Olympics, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, in all honesty, when you're playing football, if you score a goal, it's 1-0. You know the score. So So the difference in boxing, you know, and then therefore, as the game goes on, the other team are trying to score a goal to make sure that they catch up, because then they want to make it 1-1. It's only the same in boxing. If you know you're down, you're gonna try and score more shots. You know, try and win the rounds so that you increase your score.
Or if you're really down, you got to just go for the knockout.
Just gotta go for it.
Yeah.
So you know, I've never really thought of it, to be honest, but just having that conversation now makes sense that it could make the fights actually better. And other sports, in all other sports, you know the score as it's going, as the actual game or bout is sort of playing out.
Yeah, I mean, I know boxing's always been its own kind of grey area, and it's had a lot of mystique and revere around it, but coming into, like, you know, the modern ages now, technological ages, there's not really anywhere to hide or make excuses. As you said, you know, I saw in lockdown, I think it was one of the Australian guys, Maroney, they were checking an accidental headbutt live. I mean, Bob Arum was making a fuss, like, around the monitor and stuff, but they were able to check it ringside.
Yeah.
You know,
why not? That's what I'm saying. Like, we've got enough technology now in all other sports to be able to do little reviews like that. And I say little reviews, they're just instances where if people are unsure about what happened, you can safeguard it and go, no, we actually know that happened, so we did take a knee. So that has to be scored at 10-8 because you've got to include knockdown. So, yeah, there's definitely room for it.
Jamie Moore, Ring Raps, Boxing Highs, it was a pleasure talking to you, and we'll catch up soon.
Cheers, mate.